Hello, friends. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Meg Moonbeam, and this is your weekly astro weather for the week of Monday, March 2nd, going into Saturday, March 7th. Hope you guys are all doing really well. We've got blood moon, lunar eclipse in Virgo. Very big week astrologically, as we're going to talk about for the whole collective, and very interesting transits this week as well. We've got lots of positive, supportive aspects happening at the same time as a very intense blood moon eclipse, which will be exact on Tuesday. We're still in crazy ass Mercury retrograde in Pisces. Oh my goodness. I'm not going to go on a tangent about that one. I'm sure many of you guys can feel it. We are going to be talking about it a little bit. But yeah, I did a whole separate video on Mercury retrograde in Pisces last week for the collective and all 12 signs. You guys can go check that out. If you haven't seen it yet, not all is as it seems. Okay, before we get into the astrology more in depth, just want to thank you so much for supporting my work as an independent astrologer, mystic, artist. Love you all so, so much. If you'd like to check out my personal astrology readings, webinars, courses, premium, or astrology club membership, that is all available at the description box below at my website, megmoonbeam.com. And stay tuned, everybody, because later on this week, my Scorpio sister, Sunny from Pluto, and I will be launching our new cosmic alignment astro calendar for the natural year of March 20th, 2026 to March 20th, 2027. Stay tuned. We've been working really hard, long extra hours to get this calendar out, and it's almost ready, putting it out this week. Also, Sunny and I will be in person at the Meta Expo in Toronto from Friday, March 13th to Sunday, March 15th. We will have a scorpion shop booth there with lots of new crystals, our new cosmic alignment astro calendars. We'll be doing limited in-person astrology and intuitive tarot readings. So come see us at the Meta Expo if you're in town. Hello, Australia. Nice to see you. Hello, Wolf Mother, Kentucky Cowboy. How's it going? Thank you guys so much for joining me. Hi, Plains Sister. So thanks, Meg, for this. Love all the videos you and Jens produce. Keeps me informed and sane. Well, thank you so much. Hi, Plains Sister. That is very sweet of you. And it is our pleasure to share the astrology, our alternative research with you all. We love you guys so much. So how are we feeling out there? Okay, how are we doing? Is everybody hunky-dory? Is it all good? Is it all normal? I know for me, it's not. For me, absolutely not. Hello, Stephanie. Nice to see you. You know, times of eclipses bring very big life change. Murdoch says no energy. Interesting. Yes, it can be, hi Murdoch, a very tiring energy for sure, being in a Pisces season. We've already been in a Pisces overload in the age of Pisces and Neptune of Pisces since 2011. And now we're in a Pisces season with a stellium of planets in Pisces, Mercury retrograde. This is tiring. And a super rare blood moon eclipse in Virgo. Woo! This is a lot. Vinny says, stressful. Oh my goodness. Mary says, crazy nightmares this morning. I'm so sorry, Marie. I had a weird experience last night. I didn't have nightmares that I can remember, but last night as I was falling asleep, and I have been taking these gummies. I don't know if it's melatonin or what the heck. It's like this organic gummies from the health store here to help me with sleep, because I've been feeling a little bit more like restless. I've been having restless sleep lately. And I had a weird, not a nightmare, but just as I was falling asleep, like this just moment of anxiety and dread and a really weird feeling. And then woke up today to hear that one of Jens and I's really close friends actually passed away a few days ago. People around me going through really big personal stuff. So these times bring very intense situations, major doors closing and opening. There can literally be people being born, people crossing over, your life completely changing, having major realizations about things. So I don't think, thank you so much, Midnight Moonlight. And I'm not going to say the name of who the person is or the family because I want to respect their privacy, and close friends of ours, I don't think that's really even sunken in for me yet. It's just, yeah, there's a lot going on. So, whatever you're going through out there, if you are going through challenge or really big life change, I hope you know that you're not alone. Okay. None of us are alone in this. We are all supported. You have a whole beautiful team in spirit of your ancestors, your guardian angels, your star family, whatever you work with, believe in spiritually. We are never truly alone, and help is always available. Okay. And with this week, not just a lunar eclipse, it's a blood moon. We're going to be talking about this. Rare to have a blood moon visible, right? Where the moon, depending on where you are in the world, will literally look red, look like it's bleeding, right? And what is the astrological significance of a blood moon? It's freaking intense. You guys, red is about intensity, primal energy, survival. It amplifies the influence of the lunar eclipse. And, this is, and you're going to hear me use the word intense, intense, and this is a very intense eclipse. It's a blood moon, heightening and expanding the energy of it. It's an eclipse in Virgo, the sign that rules cleansing and purification, among other things that we're going to be talking about. Full moons are all about cleansing and purification, healing. And the eclipse is conjunct the South Node, currently located at 8 degrees of Virgo at the exact time of the eclipse. South Node, karmic endings, karmic healing, deep-seated releases. So I'm just feeling this very strongly for all of us at the moment. Is a lot of us this week ahead with the lunar eclipse, of course, exact on March 3rd. We're in the energy of it all week. It actually has a lasting effect for the whole next 6 months, depending on what area of our life, where in our chart we have 12 degrees of Virgo. This is a spiritual test. I'm hearing that term. And this is a challenging energy. Okay. And if you're someone out there that is like, you know what, Meg, I'm actually feeling great. Everything's good. There's nothing going on. Know that a lot of your other brothers and sisters out here on Earth, and just the energy of Earth and the collective right now, it is challenging. It is testy. It is overly sensitive. Pisces, stellium of planets, Mercury retrograde in Pisces. Mars ingresses into Pisces today as I'm filming this video on Monday, March 2nd. At the exact time of the eclipse on Wednesday, Mars 0 degrees, critical degrees of Pisces. So it's like, and Mars rules red. Mars rules blood. Mars rules if we have a blood moon, a red, freaking intense blood moon. Mars is our energy and survival and our masculine side and our boundaries. So this is like a pivotal moment in the spiritual war, right? A lot of talk about World War III. And I mean, there's all kinds of different conflicts and wars and things going on all over the world. We live in a huge world with many different places, but overarching, I feel at the time of this eclipse and this Mars at critical 0 degrees in Pisces, it's like the big war, and not to undermine any of the wars going on, but is the fact that we're in a spiritual war, right? Some of you guys may not resonate with that, but I think we most definitely are in a spiritual war. In the greater cycles, we are coming out of a over 12,000 year dark age from the fall of Atlantis. We've been in a age of Pisces of illusions and lies and deception and brainwashing and victimhood for the past 2,000 years. And we're entering Aquarius, and this year we will start to feel the Aquarius very, very strong. I'll talk about that more as the year goes on. Of course, we have Pluto in Aquarius right now. The North Node enters Aquarius this year. Uranus, the disposer of that, and the ruler of the sign of Aquarius, enters Gemini, where he way more likes to be than Taurus, where he's been. We're in a spiritual war, right? The battle between the light and the dark. This eclipse is asking us to be mindful of our energy, Virgo, physically, our physical health, our mental health, our spiritual cleanliness and self-care and energy. We're needing to be in our warriorship and as strong as possible right now, because these are very intense times. Are you going to let this spiritual war burn you out, take you out, knock you down, make you go into the dark side of Pisces? Escapism, things that are not real, illusion? Or are you going to let this spiritual war that I think we all chose to be here right now? I don't know about you guys. That's part of my spiritual belief. I believe that we all chose to be here at this time. There's no such thing as coincidences. So if you weren't meant to be here, you wouldn't have been here. I feel spiritually as a psychic medium that there's so many souls on the other side that would love to be here right now, witnessing this unfolding. As challenging as it is, it's not easy to be here. Virgo, the details of life and the truths about reality. It's not freaking easy to be here. But it is a gift, Pisces. It is a spiritual gift. And we can continue through this spiritual war in compassion, being connected to our spiritual side, Pisces, embracing creativity, embracing unconditional love and forgiveness and deep healing. There has been a very dark force that has tried to control the world and has had a control over the world in some ways for a very long time. That is losing its power. That will lose this spiritual war. It is a part of the astrological cycles. It has been prophesized. I talk about that a lot in my Age of Aquarius webinar available on my website. Won't go into every single detail of that now, but to me, it feels like, yes, it's a lunar eclipse in Pisces, and yes, it's about cleaning and cleanliness and, looking at your routines and reorganizing that. And it's great to clean out your house and it's great to clean out your body. And yes, there's going to be changes globally to the workforce and the health field. But it's like this Mars pointing towards this eclipse. Now, it's not within a 10-degree conjunction, but it is strong, right? 0 degrees critical degree in Pisces. I'm being really drawn to that in this chart, right? Stephanie says, do you think this dark force has anything to do with Iran and the supposed Stargate they have? What's up with that? I would say yes. Now, I am not a geopolitical expert. I am not Iranian. I have never been to Iran. I send prayers to everyone of all over the world. I love everybody of, every race, color, creed. My spidey senses are telling me, and some people got, I don't know, very upset or triggered by Jens and I's video we put out yesterday on the Iran war and our astrology and analysis. And that's fine. We can all have different opinions. I'm all about free speech. It's all good. But I think some of you guys, if you still follow me, I had some unsubscribes, which is totally fine. But if you're still here and you have a difference of opinion with me, I never said that I am not happy for the Iranian people that those psychopaths have been killed. I think that's good. I just feel astrologically, okay, with us being in a Mercury retrograde in Pisces, with all this Pisces right now, it's foggy, it's illusory, and I don't trust astrologically that whatever reason the collective is being told that the US and Israel struck Iran, I don't believe that. I think there's more under the surface. I think there's more under the surface. And Stephanie, yes, I think part of that has to do with, maybe not fully, but I feel part of that has to do with stargates, the sacred lands that are in the Middle East. Iran, that area is where Western astrology was birthed. Mesopotamia. It's very sacred. And there's definitely portals there. I mean, I haven't been to Iran in this lifetime, but in the Middle East, I've been to Egypt. I went on a sacred pilgrimage with Patricia Corey. That's where I met my husband, Jens. Been to Dubai, but that was just within a city. But there's crazy stuff going on over there. There's literal, I feel spiritual portals there 100%. So it's also like that. And Stephanie, I love that you're bringing this up right now. It's like the Mars 0 degrees of Pisces, that spiritual war, also having to do with Virgo, the eclipse in Virgo, the land. The earth signs are about land, particularly Virgo and Taurus. So it's like, what is really freaking going on here with everything? There's more of the story, and I've said this for the 1000th time. I'll say it again. The full clarity does not come until we go into Aries season, Mercury direct. But with it being in a lunar eclipse in Virgo, it tells us the root of things actually has to do with the land, sacred places, people's health, right? Virgo ruled things. Lynn says, I hope we'll be able to agree to disagree in the near future. It's so crazy how one-sided so many of us all want to be these days. Yes, I agree. I think it's healthy when we can have debate and disagree. It's just very interesting in this Mercury retrograde in Pisces. And I was noticing it yesterday when Jens and I did our video, even people saying that we said things that we didn't say and projecting onto me that, and it's fine if you have a difference of opinion, but some people saying, well, you used to say this and now you say this. Can my opinion not change? I'm not in a cult. I don't want to be in a cult. I don't want to follow things just because other people are, or because that's something I believed in one time, we change, we purify. Virgo, we up level, right? Stephanie says, I feel like this Mars and Uranus square has pointed towards the dissonance and has directed dilution of dark energy. Yes. And Jens and I talked about this in our video yesterday. Everything the dark cult does backfires, right? It's at a point where it's all backfiring and it's not even working anymore. So whatever spell is being casted, Pisces, Mercury retrograde in Pisces, can have to do with spells, has to do with secret societies and what's done behind the scenes and real intentions from behind the scenes. It will be exposed very, very soon. I think once we get out of this Pisces season. So this is a lot. It's a heavy energy. It's a great time for release. It's a great time for healing. It's a great time for spiritual development, really working on yourself, looking at your work life, your health, your schedule, all those Virgo things, of course. There's also nice aspects. Venus is going to be exactly sextile Uranus. On Thursday, we have that very strong in this eclipse. Sun trine Jupiter, ooh la la, one of the most positive things we can have. That's exact on Thursday. On Friday, Venus enters Aries, and Saturday we have a Mercury cazimi. We'll talk about that, and Venus conjunct Neptune. So there is blessings, even luck, and opportunity with this energy, even though it is heavy. How can we be open to those blessings, right? And I talked about this earlier on my membership and our uncensored horoscope for today. Remaining as grounded as possible. Not a good time for escapism. Pisces, we want to be in the higher expression of Pisces, which is healthy spiritual and creative practices. This is not a good time at all. I mean, Virgo has so much to do with our health. This is why, like Murdoch was saying, I think it was Murdoch saying he's feeling tired. We can definitely be feeling tired with this energy, physically, emotionally, mentally. We can be more prone to health issues coming up because Virgo rules health. So it's a blood moon lunar eclipse. So taking care of your health, drinking really good water, eating well, meditating, whatever practices you like to do that feel good for you. I think it's a good time for walking out in nature, earthing, grounding, cleaning yourself out physically, cleaning your spaces around you. And wherever you have 12 degrees of Virgo in your personal astrology chart, the house where you have 12 degrees of Virgo and the planets that you have within a strong, I would say 5-degree orb of 12 degrees of Virgo, that is an area of life, or those are areas of life ruled by the house and planets that will be very activated and highlighted for the whole next 6 months. Eclipses have an effect for that long. And we can be going through a completion and illumination in those areas, for sure. So it is a blood moon, right? Where sunlight is refracted through the Earth's atmosphere, as per this article, which gives the moon a red hue. So see where you are located in the world to witness this lunar eclipse. I'm currently in the Southern Ontario, Toronto area. So actually, if you're in Eastern time zone in North America, we're going to see this when we wake up, which is really freaking cool. The exact time of the eclipse is 6:37 a.m. Eastern time. I don't know why some people are saying 333. It's if you're on, I guess that's Pacific time, it would actually be 3:37. 6:37 p.m. Eastern time, Tuesday. Very powerful Tuesday morning. If you're in North America, South America, to do maybe like a morning eclipse ritual of some sort. Very, very cool. It's going to be a deep reddish color. During totality, it will glow with that classic blood moon look for nearly an hour. This will happen Monday night into Tuesday morning. If the skies are clear, this is not going to be one that you want to miss. So go check it out. You do not want to miss it. Oh, Stephanie says your first slide showed the 333. Okay. Where was that? Oh, that one. Okay. Yeah. Well, this one's got it wrong. Thanks for pointing that out, Stephanie. Mercury retrograde. And we're going to get into, the other aspects specifically going on this week, but just want to touch on, because this is so freaking weird. Okay. And I think I shared the video. I do so many videos, I can't even remember what video I shared this on, but one of my videos recently, I shared the freaking video of Jim Carrey at the award show in France, and how it does not look like him. It does not sound like him. This is the most Mercury retrograde in Pisces thing ever. Exclusive TMZ reporting. It really was Jim Carrey at the award show in Paris, his publicist says. Okay. Then we have this dude. Chrissy says, I mean, what else was this publicist supposed to say? Yeah. This is from American Papa Bear on X. For everyone wondering if the footage over the weekend was Jim Carrey or not, this video alleges that a man by the name of Alexis Stone was disguised as Jim Carrey in Paris. If this is true, my question is, where is the real Jim Carrey and why hasn't he spoken out on this? This is a lesson, everybody, in discernment. Some people might actually be freaking wearing masks or having doubles. Shwanetta, I hope I pronounced your name right. I agree with you. Shwanetta says, I seriously think they clone so much celebrities. Yes. 100%. Yes. It may sound crazy, but the world is crazy. And yeah. And you talk to some of these Epstein survivors, like I highly recommend, if you guys are into, conspiracies and the alternative and all that stuff, checking out Juliet, what's her name? Juliet Bryant. She talks about how she thinks she was experimented on, I think it was Epstein's Zorro Ranch in New Mexico, and she thinks she might have been cloned and there was crazy shit going on there. And we're going to have more of this revealed. Humble Pie. Oh my God. Sorry, you guys. Let me fix my camera. Sorry, you guys. Ugh. I still need to fix that setting. Thank you, Humble Pie, for the super chat. You say, we love you, Meg. Thank you. I love you guys too. I appreciate your support. Okay, I want to play this video. I haven't seen this yet. Alexis Stone claiming he was Jim Carrey in Paris. What the hell is going on here? Okay, let's take a look.
Alexis Stone has publicly claimed that the man recently seen in Paris was actually him in full prosthetic disguise. The internet had already been spiraling over Jim Carrey's noticeably different appearance. Fans debated whether it was lighting, aging, cosmetic work, or something more unusual. Then Alexis Stone stepped in and said it outright. That wasn't Jim Carrey. It was him. For those unfamiliar, Alexis Stone is known for hyper-realistic celebrity transformations. He has built a reputation for appearing in public as famous figures using advanced prosthetics, makeup, and full-body character work. On his social platforms, he has documented multiple high-profile impersonations, not just photo shoots, but real-world appearances that blur the line between performance art and social experiment. This time, he posted what he says were the prosthetics used for the Jim Carrey look. The facial structure, skin texture, even subtle asymmetries appear carefully constructed. And what's making people uneasy is that he doesn't seem like he's joking. There's no obvious punchline, no wink to the audience, just a calm assertion that it was him.
What the fuck? And yeah, Maggie in the chat says, Jim Carrey left for a while and joined the Truth Seeker and changed his life. Not sure who this is. Yeah, so for those of you who may not know, Jim Carrey has actually, yeah, he is a truth seeker. He has spoken out on things. So it's also trippy. It's like, is he trying to tell us something? Is he trolling us? You know, have you guys ever seen like the videos of Jim Carrey speaking on consciousness and spirituality? Let me try to bring one up. And I've seen him go hard sometimes. So it's trippy that it's coming from him, right? Jim Carrey, Illuminati, mocking tongue, telling the truth. Let's just remind ourselves, I'm sure some of you guys have maybe seen this, but this is the actual Jim Carrey, or what seemed like the actual Jim Carrey, right, on Jimmy Kimmel years ago. I'm just going to put this at a faster speed, just how hard he would go speaking out on things.
Jim Carrey.
Look, he's doing the freaking Illuminati hand symbol. Oh my God.
Is that a gang sign? Have you?
Oh, like you don't know what it is. You don't know what that is.
I have no idea.
You don't know. Jimmy Fallon doesn't know. David Letterman doesn't know.
We don't know.
All the comics and show business don't know what this is. Right? Yeah.
What is it?
Come on, Jimmy. Seriously, the time is up. People are hip to this kind of stuff. I'm here tonight to blow the lid off it, to be the whistleblower. I'm sick and tired of the secrets and the lies. It is the secret symbol of the Illuminati, and you're a part of it, and it is the all-mocking tongue.
Oh, I like it.
It's the symbol of the all-mocking tongue. And I'm sick of it. I want everybody to be in on the joke, man. You know what I mean? Like, for years now, talk show hosts, people on television, people in sitcoms have been hired by the government to throw you off the track, to distract you, to make you laugh and stuff like that, make you happy and docile so you don't know what's really going on. You know, and they get out there in the woods in a circle naked.
I feel too, and in saying this, it is a Mercury retrograde in Pisces. So, okay, it's very illusory and freaking weird. But part of this might also be, for whatever reason, Jim Carrey may be wanting us to go back and see, like putting an emphasis on him to go back and see what he said in the past. You know, that was not Jim Carrey at that award show a few days ago in France. You guys can go check out that video. The voice is different. He's writing with the wrong hand, signing signatures. It's just wild. So this is interesting. Like he's gone really, really hard on previous interviews. And then, yeah, like somebody said, I forget who it was, sorry, in the comments, say he kind of disappeared for a while. Now, all of a sudden he comes back at this award show and it doesn't even freaking look like him. And someone, you know, he was a truth speaker. And 4 months ago, he was at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, completely looked like himself 4 months ago at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, right? I agree. Shwanetta says, but seriously, Jim did so much for humanity. Where the fuck is he? I agree with you, girl. Or I think you're a girl. I see in your picture. Chrissy says, when was he on this late night show? How many years ago? This might have been 10 years ago. I'm not totally sure. Not totally sure. Let's play a little bit more of it.
And they decide these things, and you know, and Yeah, look at him. Look at him trying to come it up. It's hilarious. Hilarious. And, you know, and I'm sick of, hold on a second. You know what they're trying to do? Who? This thing is buzzing. Hold on. They're trying to turn us into, consumer drones of some sort. Hold on, I just got to get this.
Yeah.
Yeah, listen, I'm in the middle of blowing the lid off some.
What happened?
I'm sorry, Jimmy. I was temporarily interrupted by my iPhone 6 Plus. That's 5.5.
That's a big one, huh?
5.5 heads-up HD display. I think what I was really trying to say was I think people will really enjoy Dumb and Dumber this weekend.
And that is what I thought you
We should all go to the theater. They should all go to the theater tomorrow and see it. Because we could use a good laugh. Ha, 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 ha.
Yeah, Jenny, I agree. That part is creepy. So he's exposing the system, also exposes the phones, which Sunny and I, some of you guys might have heard us talk about this. We bring it up quite frequently. My best friend Sunny and I, and creative partner, we talk frequently about how the phones, something is going to come up this year about our smartphones. With the North Node going into Aquarius, with Uranus in trine to Pluto in Aquarius, with Eclipse is now in Aquarius, the truth about the phones, how we've been addicted to them, what the hell are they really doing, all the data that has been harvested, the phones, there's also something about that, which is yet to be uncovered, which we already know some of that. Okay, I'll play a little bit more.
I'm sorry, Jay.
No,
sorry.
I can see that how that would affect your Christmas.
I made that whole thing up.
What?
I'm sorry. I guess I just wanted to seem interesting. I guess there's a real danger of that on this show.
But there's a pressure.
Well, yeah, people come out and they've run out of anecdotes, and they just start making stuff up.
Yeah.
Like that Neil Armstrong guy. Have you seen him on the talk shows?
Neil Armstrong, the first man to walk in the room.
Talk about a fish story.
Yeah.
Man, and they're buying it.
Okay. Yeah.
The times that we live in now is all these lies, all these illusions, they are falling apart. This big club, and you ain't in it. They're no longer in power position anymore. It's falling apart. So these are amazing times to be alive. And this is a critical week of also like the Virgo sign, the sign that this eclipse is in this week, also does have to do with the matrix and those structures of life. In particular, work, our day-to-day, our routines, healthcare. We're going to see huge changes in these areas in the days, weeks, and months to come. Endings, new beginnings. I love that with this eclipse and this week, we've got Venus sextile Uranus, Sun trine Jupiter. So there is positive support helping us to move out of the darkness and the heaviness of this spiritual war, right? T. Miller says screen time, addictive patterns, things like that. I notice the screens mess with my eyes. Imagine the brain, they studied these things. Totally. So on 2 days after the eclipse, this week, March 4th, we have Venus 27 degrees of Pisces, exalted, where she loves to be, in sextile to Uranus, now direct at fall position, 27 degrees of Taurus. So this is like liberation this week. Also, when it comes to our relationships, money, finances, our values, being supported to move forward in the future in those Venus-ruled areas. This is a very benefic aspect. I love that we have this. And so we can see some big changes this week when it comes to cryptocurrency. I don't think eclipse times personally are the best times to make major like financial decisions or changes. And I am not a financial expert, just saying. Okay. But we are seeing some shifts in those Venus areas in a positive direction. And, part of the cleaning out of our lives, Virgo eclipse, blood moon, Virgo eclipse, does have a lot to do with who we surround ourselves, how we make our money, our committed relationships. Some may fall away and some may up level and transform to help us go into the future. Uranus. Sun 15 degrees Pisces, trine Jupiter 15 degrees of Cancer on Thursday. Another really light aspect. So, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Monday, Tuesday, these are very intense days. I think it's going to lighten up as we go on, as we get out of the eclipse portal, as we go later on in the week as well. Sun trine Jupiter with the moon in Libra on Thursday and Friday brings more optimism, hope, positivity, expansiveness, helping us to also see the higher perspective of things as well. Great for opportunities, receiving, be open to receiving with that aspect. On Friday, Venus enters Aries and comes into a strong conjunction to Neptune, which will be exact on Saturday, March 7th. Venus, of course, is at detriment in Aries. She does not like to be there. Why? Because she's at home in the opposite sign of Aries, which is Libra. Relationships, again, others, diplomacy, commitment. In Aries, the challenge of the Venus and Aries transit that we're stepping into is how can we honor ourselves, also bring compromise that is healthy into relationships. We've been so programmed to give our power away and be disempowered by this matrix system that we've been living in, that can translate sometimes into jobs that we've chosen to have and commit to, relationships that we've chosen to have and commit to, income streams. So these Venus ruled areas, with this Venus in sextile to Uranus this week, conjunct Neptune later on Saturday, and ingressing into Aries, it is a lot of focus on these Venusian ruled areas. And there is a lot of dissolving and release in these areas. Venus conjunct Neptune on Saturday, that is a very magical, sexual, romantic, creative aspect, but it also brings healing to our values, relationship, and financial side of life as well. So this is a week, if I can sum this up in a nutshell, which it's a little bit bigger of a nutshell, but this is a week of major healing, deep healing and purification. Insights are possible. I didn't say yet, we have exact Mercury Cazimi on Saturday, March 7th. And that's happening at 16 degrees, Cancer degree. Yes, there can be insight. Yes, there can be inspiration. But with this Mercury retrograde at the same time in Cazimi to the Sun, it is about taking a step back, holding your horses, not forcing things right now, healing, self-care, processing what's coming up in your personal lives and in the collective, right? So let me know how you're feeling with this energy. Let me know what are your full moon, blood moon eclipse intentions. And oh yeah, I also wanted to play, we're going to pull some cards in a moment, but I also wanted to play, this is a clip of another thing of Jim Carrey, admitting that he uses a clone to distract the stalker Rotsy. So this was years ago on, I think it looks like David Letterman is the dude, the talk show dude. Check this out.
Now we were talking about Jim's problem with the as he calls them, the stalkerazzi.
This is the
Because
phrase that I've
they
coined.
stalk you. He coined that. He came up with that.
Yeah.
So how do you handle it? What is the solution? Because a lot of folks would be interested in this. What do you do?
I've done this a few times now, and it's using a decoy.
I'm sorry, a decoy.
Using a decoy. It sounds so ridiculous, but it works like a charm.
like a double.
It's fantastic.
Like a Jim Carrey double.
A Jim Carrey double.
Well, yeah, that's amazing.
So what I do is I send him off in one direction, sucks all the press in that direction, and I can just have my day. And
Whatever
just
you want to
go
do.
Wherever I want, totally unmolested. It's fantastic.
Right.
And,
Well, they say the best ideas are the simplest ones, and this really couldn't be more
it
simple.
really is
And
amazing.
I'm sure it works.
Really works.
Now we were talking about.
In plain sight. It is all shown to us in plain sight. As I say, not everything is as it seems. Okay, let's pull some cards for this week ahead, this lunar eclipse in Virgo. What does the universe want us to know? How can we get through this time? Well, we are getting through it, but what do we need to be aware of in our beautiful conscious community? Six of Cups, Six of Swords, two sixes, and Seven of Swords reversed, and Five of Wands reversed. Interesting. Huh. Two sixes. And sorry, you guys, I don't know if this will zoom in. It wasn't working earlier today. Yeah, it's not going to work right now. I'm using a different camera than usual. So sorry about that. Mercury retrograde. But sixes. How do you guys feel about sixes? Dun, dun, dun. Well, they do have to do with alignment. Six does have to do with needing to get into alignment and harmony and balance. Six of Cups, the past, people, places, things from the past. Nostalgia, very emotional, very sensitive. There can be, this Pisces stellium, all this water right now, it's very sensitive. It can be very nostalgic, and that's beautiful, but we don't want to make major decisions based on the past, or I'm hearing spirits say, what could be. Like, make your decisions and move forward based on the now moment. Could be people, places, things coming up from the past, testing us, or we're being reunited with. Six of Swords. We're moving on. We're moving out of troubled waters. We're gaining clarity. It is a time of transition, and it is the last eclipse this week out of this eclipse season. We won't have eclipses again until August 2026. So we really are and it's a lunar eclipse. It's about endings and completion, and we're walking away from something. We're closing a door, or maybe several doors. I like that we've got the Seven of Swords reversed. Okay, because this guy, when he's upright, that's not fun when he's upright, because upright, that has to do with deception, betrayal, you're being screwed over. Reversed, it's actually about truth and wise counsel and revelations and freedom. So if you stay as grounded as possible right now with the natural energies of what's going on, you can set yourself free from something or multiple things that's been really holding you back. Freedom for the collective. Moving on from trickery. It's like, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. After this week and this eclipse portal too, there's certain areas where so much has happened that we're not going to be deceived anymore in certain areas. And the truth is being revealed about certain people and institutions and things. Five of Wands reversed. Complex situation can be a scattered energy, can be the need for pause and not going into a conflict just because, right? So mindfulness with our energy levels is very, very important. Hope that resonated with you guys. And that's all I've got for you today. I will be back tomorrow for our March 2026 astrology video for the collective and all 12 signs. So stay tuned for that. I am sorry that my monthly videos, I think the one in January, February, and this one in March, they've been like after the month has started, but there's just been a lot going on for me in my personal life with Jens and I house hunting, getting ready to move, all kinds of stuff. So I will always be there for you guys, even if there's something that maybe it's a day, 2 days late, I will always notify you guys. So the March astrology video is coming. It will be out tomorrow. Stay tuned for Sunny and I's new Cosmic Alignment Astro Calendar. We will be launching it later in the week. We're so excited to share it all with everybody that feels called to receive it. So a part of that e-calendar, and there is a physical version this year, is you get all the transits for the natural year ahead, plus my astrological forecasting and predictions for the whole year ahead. So very happy to offer that out to you guys. If you'd like to check out all my links, offerings, that's in the description box below for my astrology readings, webinars, courses, and membership. Love you all so, so much, and see you tomorrow for our March astrology video. Mwah. Bye, everybody, and happy blood moon lunar eclipse week.